If you feel scattered or anxious or like your energy's just off, I'm going to invite you to stop. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how to reset your nervous system so you can become grounded, present, and powerful fast. Stick around because by the end, you're going to feel a deep shift in your core energy that others can feel too. Most men walk in the room completely scattered, ungrounded, flowing kind of like a tumbleweed. Let's make you feel more like an oak tree. Today, I'm going to do a short, energetic, meditative process, and we're going to get into it pretty quickly. But before I do, I want to invite you to like, subscribe, and share, and definitely comment in this video if you're so inspired. It helps everybody to grow. Now, with that said, before we start the process, I'm just going to take a couple minutes to explain why this is so important. I think this will really make the meditation hit at a much more powerful level. So let's talk about why. So why does this matter? Most men are in their heads disconnected from their power. They're constantly thinking, they're constantly analyzing, they're constantly reactive. All their emotions are all over the place today. In today's day and age, it's no wonder that it's like that because we get more information a day than we used to get in a whole year. Think about that. More information a day than we used to get in a whole year. Stuff like these cell phones or the internet or billboards, signs. Information is coming at us everywhere. Noise is coming at us everywhere. And if you're experiencing that, you're developing a stronger critical mind, a stronger critical factor to deal with it. The problem with that is it disconnects us from our body. It disconnects us from our spiritual self, our energetic self. And today I'm going to help you to start getting that back. Scattered energy repels love. Scattered energy repels trust. And it causes people not to trust your leadership as a man, your ability to guide and lead, one of the most powerful assets you have as a man. When your core is grounded, people feel it before you say a word. I've gotten this many times in my life over the years. As I've gotten more grounded, I've gotten people telling me that I just feel safe around you, or you have a powerful energy, or I feel really comfortable when I'm with you. I can just relax in your presence because I know you got it. I've had this happen on many dates. And it's kind of mind-boggling because I used to be the opposite. I used to repel women. I used to inspire distrust and not trust. As I practiced these grounding principles and done more of the work like I'm going to have you do today, over the years, through consistency, I've gotten these comments more and more. And I want to invite you into the idea that you can get these comments too. So this simple 5 to 10 minute process that I'm going to do is going to help you change the way you show up in the room. So let's get started. Now, a couple things about the meditation itself. I'm going to invite you to find a nice, safe space, put your bare feet on the ground. I've got bare feet right now. And get comfortable. That's how we're going to start. You can do this standing. You can do this sitting. I invite you in with time to do it in different positions so you can get used to being grounded in different positions. Think about yoga. That's kind of the idea of yoga. All these different positions where they're learning to be still, twisted in a pretzel, basically. Well, in our case, we're going to use positions that are common and everyday. Walking down the street, standing, being at the park, being out socializing, but we're going to start with your home. Learn to ground in the safest place you can find where you're not going to be bothered. As you get better with this and you start to feel this process becoming a part of your unconscious competence and you can feel yourself becoming more grounded over time, over weeks, maybe a month, then I'm going to invite you to go outside. Go outside and do it in nature. Do it around people. Do it at the coffee shop. Just kind of relax and sit down and do a little grounding process. And notice the effect it has when there's more noise and make more chaos. And as you get more comfortable being that, in a sense, lightning rod, that grounding element for the room, you're going to start to feel a shift inside of yourself. And you're going to start to feel a shift in the people around you as you begin to socialize. I even used to do this stuff in bars. It was pretty crazy. So let's get started. First thing I want you to do is put your feet flat on the ground and just take a few deep belly breaths. Breathe deep into your belly. Let yourself get a little fat. Just relax. Then take another breath. And then one more breath, but this time I want you to relax the ribs right here, the muscles around here, and just as if you could really let yourself get wide and fat and just relax into your body. Now that's perfect. Now I want you to begin to feel your feet on the ground and imagine that your feet are connected to the earth. Imagine there's like a dial in the bottom of both feet, and you could just turn that dial and open up, and you can open up the flow of energy between you and the ground beneath you. And now take a couple more deep breaths and breathe into that flow of energy and feel it naturally happening. Breathe energy up through your legs. Breathe energy down through your legs, all the way through those feet where those dials are. Then breathe energy up again. And then breathe energy down again. Perfect. And one more time. Breathe up. Breathe down. Perfect. Now I want you to begin to feel at the perineum, the base of the spine, perineum, ass area. And I want you to begin to relax right in that area. Start to let go. This is what in metaphysics they call the first chakra. And I want you to imagine there's a dial there, and you could relax and just kind of let energy flow. And again, breathe up through the legs and breathe all the way up the legs into that first chakra, into that first center, we'll say center, and then breathe down and feel yourself relax. And this time when you breathe up, I want you to pull up the energy into the pelvis area, all those little muscles, and just tighten and hold it for a few seconds. Breathe up, hold it in there, hold it, 2, 3, 4, and then breathe down, relax. It's almost like you're tightening the perineum a little bit. Breathe up, tighten that perineum, tighten a little bit in the glutes, hold it, and then breathe down through the legs. Now this time we're going to slow it down a bit. Breathe up all the way from the feet into the perineum, into that area, and tighten up. Hold it, and then breathe down slowly. Let your breath out very slowly as you calm your nervous system. Now the next part is where we really begin to develop the grounding. I want you to move your awareness to your right leg by leaning your body a little bit. While I'm talking, just continue to breathe normally, feeling that breath up and down. But now I want you to move your awareness to the right leg, particularly the outside of the right leg. It's kind of like the outside of the arm here. And begin to notice what that feels like. Feel the masculine part. This is the protective part. The outside of your leg is protective, the inside is feminine. So what I want you to do now is breathe up, hold it, and then breathe down. And imagine you can breathe down the outside of your leg. And you could just feel that release, that relaxation. Rather than the center, go to the outside. Breathe up, slowly, and then breathe down. Then one more time, breathe up, feel it, hold it, and then breathe down, out, down the outside of the leg. And feel it go all the way down and through the foot. Just notice what that feels like. Matter of fact, let's do it one more time. Breathe up the legs, the right leg, and then breathe down the outside of the right leg. Just allow your body to connect to that earth beneath you. Now I want you to move your awareness to the left side of the body and do the same thing. I want you to invite the energy up again. Breathe up. And then just let go. Breathe down. Let it go down the outside of the leg. And this time you can move around into it a little bit. Explore the feeling of putting your toes on the ground, grabbing the earth with your toes, feeling your foot, feeling that dial open. A few more breaths, and then take another nice breath in. Hold it, and then let go and breathe down the outside of the leg. And just feel what that feels like. Move around a little bit, lean into those toes, lean into the side of your foot, lean into your heels, and just feel what that feels like. Especially your left heel, that's the foot we're on. Breathe up one more time. Feel it come up the leg, and then breathe down the outside leg. And now come back to the right and put a little weight on the right. And this time I want you to explore the weight on the right by pushing down on the heel. And I want you to take a gentle deep breath, hold it, And then breathe down the outside and the back of the leg, where the whole back and the outside of the leg, like here and here. And just feel yourself release. Now you might feel like you're seeing with your mind 2 or 3 feet into the ground. That's normal. If you do, you do. If you don't, it'll probably come with time. So again, breathe up, feel it come up the leg, and then let it down, go down the outside and the back of the leg again. Let's see if you can get that sense of connection, a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet into the earth. And then do it one more time. Breathe up. Hold it. Hold it. And then breathe down the outside and the back of the leg. Good. Now let's switch back to the left again. And let's do the same thing. Let's hook up that grounding mechanism. Take a nice breath up. Hold it. And then breathe down. Put the weight on your leg, on that heel. Breathe down the outside of the leg and really feel the heel and the outside of the leg. Let's do it again. Another nice breath. Breathing up. And then breathe down the outside and the heel. And then put them together. Both legs. You've got basically a horseshoe with your legs. Feel yourself breathe up. And this time I want you to breathe up the inside of the leg. And then release down the outside and the back of the leg. And imagine you're releasing a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet into the earth and letting it spread out. Imagine you're like a lightning rod. You're letting all this energy leave. And then you're breathing up. Breathe up again. All that fresh energy. And then you let it go down again. Now this time, just let your breath start to happen naturally. Breathe up. And then breathe down again, down the outside and the back of the legs. And start to become now aware of the inside of your legs. And with the next breath or the next inhale, I want you to imagine you can breathe up the inside of your legs and you can feel this charge on the inside of the horseshoe in a sense. That's the sensitive part of your legs. That's your feminine. So breathe up the inside and feel that charge, pulling energy from the earth. You can kind of curl the big toe. You can lean on the toes, but feel that dial open up. And as you reach a foot or 2 feet or 3 feet into the ground with your energy, pull that energy up. Feel it charge up the inside of the horseshoe. Pull that energy into the first chakra. Hold it for a little bit. Hold it, and then release it down the outside and the back. Feel what that feels like. Feels pretty darn good to me. Now let's do it again. Breathe up the inside. Feel that charge. Grab the ground with your toes a little bit. Lean into them. Let that charge build up as you hold your breath. And then let go again. Let yourself relax down the outside and the back of the legs. Let's do it a couple more times. Breathe up from the ground. Pull it from the ground. Breathe up the inside. And then breathe down again, the back of the legs, the outside of the legs. And one more time, pull it up from the earth. Maybe it's a foot in the ground, 3 feet in the ground. Feel that charge all the way up maybe to your groin. Hold it in that first chakra. And then hold it and then relax down and let it go down the outside and the back. Now notice what this feels like. Notice the charge or the energy building up in the lower body. And now I'm going to invite you to move your awareness just for a moment to your chest, to the center of your chest where your metaphysical heart would be, not the literal heart. And I want you to invite that area to open just a little bit, almost like a window opening up. And with the next breath, breathe up and imagine you're pulling energy from the earth. And it runs up your spine all the way to your heart, and your heart opens. And then relax and let go again. Let it go down and all the way down the back of the legs, the side of the legs, back into the earth. And now take a few more deep breaths, feeling this process happen. Breathe in, breathe all the way up from the inside of the legs, from the earth, into your heart. Allow your heart to open just a bit more if it can. Don't push it, don't force it. And then relax back down again and feel yourself just let go. Give it all back to the earth again. Now I want you to pay close attention as you connect into the earth and you pull the energy up on your legs this time to your connection, your conversation with the earth. Think of it as a conversation. You're breathing up and receiving information, energy, electrons, all kinds of amazing stuff. It's feeding your body, feeding your mitochondria, getting rid of inflammation. And then you let go again and you let that energy go down the outside and the back of the legs and disperse into the earth like tree trunk, roots, a grounding rod. Just notice how that feels. Couple more breaths. Breathe up. Let it come all the way up through your body and open your heart. And then breathe down. And then one more breath. Breathe up. All the way up your body. Now this time hold it. Open your heart. Let the energy come up. And then breathe down. Let it go. And now just notice how this feels to you. Notice your overall state. You can go back to breathing normal. You can go back to just relaxing. And just notice if your body's calmer or a bit more connected to the earth or a lot more connected to the earth, which many of you will be. What I want you to realize is that the more you do this, the better you'll get. You want to get to the point where you don't need to follow along with me. This is a natural part of who you are. If you make this unconscious competence, you do this over weeks and months, you're going to find that you can do this at the most spontaneous times. You'll be out, you'll be distracted, you'll be on a date, you'll be in your head, and you just start doing this a little bit sitting there because you've done it so much, and you pop right in. If you're really stressed, maybe you just go in the bathroom for a few minutes, take a break, ground yourself back out, and then come back out refreshed and renewed. But you want to make it a part of who you are. You want to make these grounding practices a part of who you are. And if you want another practice to play with this with, check out my other video. I have one from, I think, about 5 years ago on grounding. It's a popular one. We'll include the link for that one in the description. That one, I think I'm demonstrating standing up. So check that one out too. So if you're already feeling the shift and you're getting some changes, I want to invite you to comment. Even if you're not feeling changes, comment. Let's all learn together. I think most of you will be. It'll be really interesting to see how you're growing, how you're shifting, how you're changing. And I learn a lot from those comments, so I can't wait to see what you guys write. Now, I want you to realize this is moving you towards a bigger shift around grounding, around building your presence, around having your heart open up within a grounded way. And it's basically the shift. It's a shift happening or the shift happening. Grounded presence is magnetic. It's powerful. It becomes a natural attractor of people around you. Instead of you constantly going out and chasing, which we want to get out of, we want to become more like a magnet and learn to draw people in. People, if you do this, people will learn to trust you more and more without saying a word. They'll start to learn to trust your presence. They'll feel safe around you. As you get really good at this, like many of my clients have experienced, a lot of people will just open up with you, open up to you. Onel, one of my clients who's done a lot of this work, I actually want to make him a coach at some point. He had the experience just recently. He was telling me at an airport where he started talking to some woman in line, and he saw she was stressed, and he started asking her some questions, and she opened up about her brother being in the hospital and everything she was going through, and she started to cry a little bit, and then she just thanked him. She said, "You have such a wonderful heart, and you're so caring, and I really needed this. Thank you." And it had a lot to do with his ability to open up and be present. He didn't start that way. You can do that too. You can reach that point where you earn that level of trust with people very quickly. You also will stop chasing validation, and you're going to start to radiate more clarity. You're going to start to become a more clear person. You're going to be more focused. As you come out of your head, you come out of the reactivity, you come out of the chaos, and you start to think with the whole body. I should probably do a video on that. If you want a video on that, comment below. But thinking with the whole body is where it's at. When you learn to think with the gut, when you learn to think with the heart, when you learn to think even with the hips, the whole body is part of your mind. It's how you process information. Then people are really going to trust you more, but you're going to be more clear. You're going to be able to think better and make better decisions in life. Remember, do this daily for a while. It's going to rewire how you walk and talk. Do it for at least a week till my next video. And if you're really inspired, do it for a month to 3 months. It could really change your life, or mix it up with some of my other meditations, or maybe some of my other grounding meditations if you really want to work on this area of your life. Now, there's two things I want to say. Grounded men aren't loud, but they're undeniable. Really take that to heart. Think about that. Grounded men aren't loud, but they're undeniable. That's powerful when you think about it. And that's the direction that I want you to think about that you're headed in right now by doing this practice on a regular basis. And also, powerful men feel like gravity, they pull you in, right? And that all starts with the body. That starts with awareness and connection and that conversation with the body that I referred to earlier. Now you probably came in here and did this video because maybe you felt scattered, maybe something was off, maybe there was some chaos going on in your mind, but now you might be feeling a bit more grounded. You might be feeling a lot more grounded, more connected to the earth. Your breath might be deeper. Take a look right now and just notice. Notice you're becoming more relaxed. Whether you realize it or not, you're becoming more powerful and more attractive. And every day that you get more embodied, you become more attractive to the world. And I've seen this time and time again with student after student after student. So don't take this lightly. It's not something that always happens instantly, although I've seen some pretty miraculous things. Sometimes it takes a while, like it did with me. But as it builds, it really becomes undeniable. So if you really like this video, make sure to check out my previous video on why women don't trust you. That came out last week. It's a great video. Don't miss it. And make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Make sure to comment below. I love those comments. I'm always looking to read them. And remember, only the courageous really live. I'll see you in the next video.